Hi everybody, welcome off the rack. I'm Sal.
And I'm Tiffany.
We're going to get into the review in just a second, but before we do, we have a bunch of things we want to talk to you guys about. First of all, we took a week off. Thank you so much for letting us do that.
Yes.
We need to recharge our batteries and get into it. Also, we are going to be at New York Comic Con this weekend.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that's just this weekend. We're going to be there Thursday through Sunday, pretty much. Various members of ComicPOP will be there on certain days, but most importantly, on Saturday.
That's right.
At 2:30, we're going to be having a signing over at the Blue Juice comic booth. And they were very kind enough to give us some space. So if you want to come by and say hi and meet us and get something signed, or maybe pick up some fun ComicPOP merchandise.
What are you talking about?
Well, we happen to have a couple of posters and potentially another thing or two, depending on if shipments arrive when they're supposed to.
Great. Yes, yes. Well, maybe we should show them a little something that we're going to have at this meet and greet.
Thing.
Whoa, ta-da! This is an 11x17 poster drawn by the great Chris Giarrusso from G-Man and Mini Marvels. He is, of course, doing an homage to the Arthur Adams cover of the Fantastic Four issue. I think it's the second issue of the new Fantastic Four, which is a book we covered on back issues. It's a little bit of a cyclically self-referential kind of thing. But there's the entire crew of ComicPOP portrayed in Chris Giarrusso's amazing style.
That's right.
And these are of nice quality posters. We had them printed, and now they're going to be available for sale for the first time ever at New York Comic Con at the Blue Juice Comics booth on Saturday from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m.
That's right.
This weekend. So if you want them, you can pick them up, and we'll be selling them there, and we'll be able to sign them and stuff. It's gonna be great. So yeah, we just wanted to let you guys know about that because it's a big deal.
Yeah. Otherwise, just make sure you check out all of our Twitters, and we'll let you know where we are.
That's right.
And kind of just the general schedule.
Yes, if you want like minute-to-minute updates about where we are, what we're doing, definitely follow us on Twitter, which of course you'll see in our name.
Definitely Sal too.
Yeah, I'm the one who'll be updating
He's
it most.
more up on it. I'm kind of a spaz and distracted by colors.
Well, there will be quite a few of them.
I know.
So, let's get into the review. Of course, before we do that, you have to know what happened in Marvel Legacy #1, so why don't I tell you a little bit about what happened. It turns out that Odin and the BC Avengers fought a messed up Celestial like a million years ago. Robbie Reyes wakes up in South Africa and fights a big battle with Starbrand. Loki makes some wimpy frost giants steal an Infinity Gem from a now-defunct S.H.I.E.L.D. warehouse. Cap and Thor make out. Steve Rogers sighs into his coffee. Thor Odinson sighs into his mead. Deadpool sighs into a toilet. And Norman Osborn's getting into magic again. Black Panther has a planet. The evil Celestial wakes up. And Wolverine comes back from the dead to steal that Infinity Gem that Loki wanted in the first place. Oh, and the Fantastic Four are still kicking around the multiverse just like they were at the end of Secret Wars. And there you have it. Marvel Legacy #1, also known as Marvel Previews, is a book that tells you about things that will be happening later in Marvel.
That's what you think this was?
Yes.
All right. I thought it was like we're doing an event.
For a change.
But they're all tied together by this overarching thing that apparently we're going to have to deal with at some point.
Right. That being said, I don't know. I feel like this is supposed to be... okay, so a lot of people are drawing comparisons between Marvel Legacy and DC Rebirth. And, of course, and as well they should.
Yes.
Because everybody has been, like, ragging on Marvel over the last... I don't know, since DC Rebirth #1 came out.
Yeah.
About how Marvel's kind of straying from the path and DC Rebirth is kind of getting them back on track. And how Marvel kind of needs a moment to get back on track. And this is... supposedly the thing that's going to do that.
Right.
I don't know if it's a fair comparison. I don't think that this is the Marvel equivalent of Rebirth. For Marvel.
No, and like, while Rebirth turned out to be something of an event, it was truly like no, look, we're establishing kind of a new status quo. We're going in a kind of a new direction. And this just felt like it was like, hey, we're going to change a couple of things, but really, I thought, again, like, it was amping up to, like, and we're going to have a big fight with a big thing.
Yes.
And I was really excited, especially for them doing the whole BC Avengers.
Oh, yes.
Which
they really hyped up in a big bad way. They're like, meet these characters. Look at Ghost Rider riding a freaking Mastodon. The Mastodon's dead when you first meet it.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought there was going to be another book just about the BC Avengers.
I hope there is. I think you're right. And so that's not a fair criticism for me to point out.
No, but for me, my issue with that is if that is what is going to happen, and perhaps I don't really know. if it's going to be telling the story that happened prior to this, you've already told us what happened.
I know what happens. Now maybe the journey's worth it.
It could be, and I am all about the journey, but like for us to see them the first time here
at the end of their journey, at the end of their relevance.
Yeah, it's kind of it's an interesting call on their part.
Yeah.
And then of course we like cut to modern day and we see, you know, all their like modern equivalents in a sense.
Yes.
Kind of.
It's weird in that regard, the modern equivalent thing, that's also a really oddly chosen thing to portray.
Yeah.
Or at least the way in which Aaron does it. It's clear that Aaron doesn't have like a dog in this fight. Like, he is just a hired gun to do this thing. There's a lot of things in there that don't work or that are wrong.
Yeah. And here is where I start to question if Aaron was prepared to do something on this scale. Again, I think he's a phenomenal writer. I really like his storytelling. I love his callbacks. His like fascination with the orb did not crop up.
Thank God.
But I also don't know if some of Marvel Editorial slipped in.
Oh, I think this is all Marvel Editorial.
Right, but here's what's so funny. We're over here saying how Marvel Editorial typically is very hands-off, and then you get works like this, where it's like,
oh,
okay,
God.
Like, is Aaron trying to just tell this like story about the Celestials and how like there are characters within the Marvel universe that do have a legacy, and we don't necessarily even think about it. Like, we don't think about the fact that clearly there's been other Sorcerer Supremes. I mean, I do. The fact that Mjolnir is an entity that has existed for like millennia. You know what I mean? Like, the Phoenix. You know, Zarathos. Potentially.
Probably, or whatever. It's supposed to be Limora, but whatever. Yeah, the Iron Fist. Yeah, these are all characters that no one has a gripe about having a legacy.
Right, but like, so you have all these characters, and I feel like Aaron's like, I'm going to tell this story about how, you know, they once fought this great evil, they sealed it away, maybe they didn't agree on how it happened, now it's going to come back, and these characters that have seemingly nothing to do with one another are going to have to come together and fight once again.
That'd be neat.
However, Marvel, I think, came in and said, yeah, okay, sure, do whatever, but I also need you to do the following things. I need you to bring back Wolverine. I need you to establish the fact that we are existing within the continuity right after Secret Empire. So Steve's on the lam.
Yeah.
And I also need you to bring like a hint of the Fantastic Four into this.
Well, just shut them up. Just shut them up, because there is going to be a Fantastic 2 book, Marvel 2-in-1, which is a book, by the way, that came from like 30 years ago. It's interesting that they're bringing that book back, probably just because it had the word 2 in the title.
But I'm not even just talking about...
Oh, no. Johnny and Ben. No, it's about... Because the whole damn book is narrated by Valeria.
Yes.
And it's literally just answering the question, where are they? Which, of course, was answered if you read Secret Wars.
Right.
Like, everyone has been like... And by the way, you know, the Fantastic Four have been missing. It's been 2 years since Secret Wars came out. So it's like, everyone's like, where's the Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
The book gets canceled chronically.
Yep.
And so it's not a big surprise to see that there's no Fantastic Four. Right. But at least to have no reference to them. Yeah. And even then, Bendis references them whenever he wants to. So it doesn't, like, so you can't even argue that they haven't really been missing.
No, but they had, and I think what doesn't help is that their editorial hasn't been ashamed of mentioning that they're not going to be in books.
Bingo.
So, I mean, like, if you're going to do that, just don't say that.
Right. But you also can't not say it, because otherwise you look really, like, deceptive?
I guess. I don't know.
I also like that, you know, they bring back the Fantastic Four, or at least like hint at it. You just see the kids. It's just Valeria and Franklin. You don't even get to see Sue or Reed at all.
No, it's true.
But it does end with the four. Right.
Here's what kind of, I don't know. I maybe you have some insight on this. We see, or even just a feeling about this in general.
Yeah.
By the end of this course, we've zoomed out. We see Valeria and Franklin
exploring a new universe.
Yeah, she's watching this universe. She wants to hang out here. I don't know if she's hinting at this is her home, or she just misses home. Mm-hmm. And how does that make you feel? Is this the universe we should be in?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
I mean, like, here's the thing. I think I think she was more like keeping an eye on our universe, like home. I think she's like, well, yeah, we've been exploring all these different realities, but like, I do miss my reality.
Okay.
But if she's like commenting on how the current Marvel universe is wrong, or is like, it's Marvel 616 or 617. You know, it's like, it's something else.
Yeah.
That like everything that you don't like has been wrong, or that we're seeing the end of this universe. Like maybe Marvel Legacy is like gonna lead into a massive reboot insofar as Reed Richards did reboot the universe.
Yeah.
You just missed it. And we've been watching the, like, downward spiral of this very, very similar looking Marvel universe for the last, like, 2 years.
Right, because, like, she, like...
That would be really messed up.
Right, and, like, for me, like, yes, it could very go... It's probably just that that's her home, and she misses it. But I felt like there was also these moments where it was vague enough where it could not be.
If that is the case, by the way, say hello to me leaving Marvel forever.
Fair enough.
Like, I will never pick up another Marvel comic again. If they're like, oh, by the way, like, all our bad decisions were all part of, like, the universe that sucks, and we're throwing that away, and we're rebooting Marvel. Right. Because, like, here's the thing.
Hang on. Oh, no, go ahead, finish your
I was just going to say, like, if Marvel rebooted, and they started from scratch, it would be terrible. And that's my argument every time anyone's like, we need to reboot Marvel. I'm like, no. Because Marvel was created on a foundation of, like, really, really creative, imaginative people who made, like, this really cool, rich history.
Yeah.
I don't trust the creators of today to make anything that would stick longer than, like, a few years. And then, congratulations, you've made DC Comics in 1986, where it needs to be rebooted every 10 years or every 5 years.
Right.
That's one of the defining attributes that makes Marvel and DC different. And if you, like, rest the entirety of Marvel's everything on the laurels of Jason Aaron and Brian Bendis, then you have made an error.
I agree. Now, so clearly, like, there are like, you know, the writings, not the writings on the wall. It is, ironically.
Seems like it, yeah.
Well, I was going to say because it's a cave painting.
Right.
That the end is coming.
Right.
We're dealing with a Celestial, of course, is a, like, you know...
a Celestial we've never seen before. I assume it's like a war Celestial.
Right, it's a Celestial who they have hinted at being something wrong with it. Like, it's infected by something, whatever. It's seeking something, right? Valeri even mentions that they've never come this close to Apocalypse. Yeah. Right? So, like, to me, maybe that is then our universe. Maybe it's another hint that it is. What if this event, if they decide to go another way, I'm going to give you, like, it could go either way, honestly. If they decide to go the way where there's like, no, never mind, that this wasn't the real universe, it's over here. Oh. What if they then took this universe and they're like, here, Bendis, it's the Ultimate Universe, go for it. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, like, that's my hope. Just like, whatever.
My hope is that, like, the universe she's referring to is the Ultimate Universe. And they bring it back and just go do it. Right. And just let Bendis be in charge of it.
Right. Well, I mean, but that would be the universe we've been reading.
Oh, God.
Like, they're like, forget it.
Yeah, well, thanks for starting us off at zero, you know? Like, right now, no one's happy with this universe. And so it's like, yeah, give it... No.
I know, I don't want that either. No, it's just a wild theory I just had. I mean, honestly, from this too, though, even if they keep this as the regular universe, with the Celestial being there, if they're looking to spawn the Ultimate Universe, this could happen now. Yeah. Think about, like, in this book, there is a moment or, like, two that is, like, they could be trying to spawn the Ultimates out of this. You have Riri Williams, you have Sam Wilson, and you have Jane Foster THOR together, and they're like, this is a version of the Avengers we've never seen.
You mean to tell me that the new Ultimate Universe would be the universe populated by the legacy characters? So, like, Robbie Reyes is Ghost Rider, and all the characters that you like, hey, listen, they're great, and we all love them. I don't know! But what if they were, like, over here, and you could just buy them over there, and you'll put your money where your mouth is. But, like, hey, listen, Steve Rogers, Captain America right over here, and he's big and white, and you're fine.
I'm just saying that they made a point to parallel the Avengers in general.
Yes, with the Avengers Trinity.
Yeah, they put them together. I don't recall honestly, because I don't have it in front of me, if Valeria comments on it or not.
She doesn't really talk. Well, she's commenting throughout the entire book,
right.
So yeah.
And then you have Jarvis on top of it saying something's wrong.
Yeah. I mean, easily it could be.
I don't know.
The reality is, I want to believe that there's some really, really awesome concept at the core of this that will be executed in such a way that is bombastic and great and befitting of the Marvel moniker.
Yeah.
I have been proven time and time again that Marvel doesn't really care what happens.
No, it's true.
And that, like, Marvel isn't driving the bus. And so to have them set up something a la Rebirth, in as much as there's this thing and, like, listen, we're changing stuff up, but, like, there's also this thing.
Yeah.
If that's what they're doing and they're setting it up, and they're actually setting it up in a way where, like, Avengers going to be a weekly book, and that's kind of nuts. But it's also part of its own it's part of its own massive event. I feel like I don't believe them. They have to prove to me that they really did have a plan.
The very fact that they brought back Wolverine. So we've got X-23 Wolverine. We've got Wolverine.
And
Logan.
Yeah.
Right? That's a lot of Wolverines.
It's a lot of Wolverines. Yeah.
And
you mean like... And also don't forget, they've also brought back Wolverine's son from the Ultimate Universe.
Yes.
So he's there somewhere. And Dawkins just itching to come back.
It's just, there's a lot of Wolverines going on. They're teasing the fact they're going to bring back Jean Grey.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot going on that, like...
Where it's like there's a lot of duplicates.
There's a lot of duplicates. Are we going to split these universes? Is that what we're going to end up doing?
I guess I would try that out. I'd be cool with that.
Is, like, Bendis going to lead up, like, the Ultimate Universe, right?
I mean...
And, like, will, like, Aaron be in charge
of the Marvel Universe? Of, like, the regular Marvel Universe? Or 616?
I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think it's a good idea, like, at all.
I mean, the fact that Aaron was clearly given this job...
Yeah.
Write this book, and he's like, here you go, and it's not that great, makes me think, like, no, Aaron should not be in charge. Like, he's not an editor.
I like part of the premise of this, because I like the magical...
obviously.
Instances behind it. Like, I enjoy some of the character
Marvel
work.
is about to get a lot more magical. So
I know, and for me that's exciting. But I don't know how much of this is just Aaron's not prepared for this, and how much is Marvel's like, I know you wanted to do this story, and I know we okayed it, and I know we said go for it.
But I also need you to do these,
have to do these other things, and I need you to put them in there. I don't know if that's happening or not, because some of this seems so out of left field.
It does, but some of them are cool. Like, but here's the thing: there's nothing in this cosmetically, story-wise, that doesn't seem cool and that I don't want to read. The Wakandan planet.
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
That was crazy.
And fed in directly from Hickman's Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. I'm excited to check that out.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird that they chose Ribic to draw it, and I think it was a cheat.
Well, he didn't draw all of it.
Well, no, but
that was a problem for me.
I know, and but I'm used to it because they're just like, well, he just got tired. There
are pages that are such trash in this, and it's not ironic, I don't know what it means, but for me, the Riri Williams, like Sam Wilson, Jane Foster art is horrible.
It's not good.
And again, that to me says, like, you kind of have to establish that this is happening.
It's a hack job, but just gotta get it done.
You gotta it's gotta be done, it's gotta happen. There were moments like the Wolverine storyline, some of it's great and some of it's not so good. Like, there's just a lot of, like, back and forth, and it's painful.
No, I think that and I think that getting Ribic for this was a cheat. I think it was deliberately put in there so that you could think about, because everybody agrees Secret Wars was awesome. Yeah. By and large. Except for you in the comments, who's literally just like, I think Secret Wars was the worst thing that happened to Marvel. We're not talking to you. Enjoy your one-man show. But Ribic did such a undisputedly great job with that book, and everyone really loved it, and everyone just has this good feeling about Secret Wars and where it was leading up to. Yeah. That they were like, yeah, let's make them remember that. Let's make them think about that. Right. Because, like, Ribic's style, I don't think fit with this story. I think it only fit in the 1 million BC story.
The 1 million BC story,
but that's it. I don't think it fit.
I think it also fit in the bookend with the Valeria.
Sure, yeah.
Like, that works for me,
because
too.
It's literally just like a PS to Secret Wars.
No, I 100% agree.
But the rest, no. Like, we don't need to see Ribic's Wolverine holding an Infinity Gem.
No.
And they're called gems, by the way.
His Wolverine, by the way, just made me think of Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
So that didn't
Wolverine's
help.
grizzled and tired. Like, yeah.
I'm just like, I know. Why?
Also, but, like, you know it's Wolverine, like, the reveal. Like, you did a whole full-page reveal of Wolverine, even though you just revealed him, like, 16 times. I know. Every single page.
Yeah, it was just reveal. Like,
it's like, hey, it's gonna be Wolverine. Like, yeah, we know.
I got it. Thank you. I'm on board.
But the art, so, I mean...
Yeah, the art, it just, I don't know. It was a shame. It was a real shame, and it was very jarring when the
this needed to be, like,
happened.
This whole thing needed to blow the doors
And
off.
for me, honestly, like, okay, they've been talking about legacy, right? Legacy, it's coming out after generations. We've been hearing this word over and over again, right? Mm-hmm. How does Ribic not have the time to do this unless you didn't have this as planned out as far as you say you did?
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm saying that I don't think they did. I think this is...
Or they added stuff in, and then they had to have someone come in and fill in the gaps, because Ribic's like, I can't commit to that.
Well, Ribic does notoriously take time. So it could be that they were like, we only wanted him to do this one part.
Right, and it makes sense. Like, he can only... You know, his style takes a lot of effort.
Well, we needed it to come out.
Yeah.
Like, on time.
There's too many factors here, and the fact is, at the end of the day, this book feels to me like Marvel didn't know what they wanted to do with this. It felt like they didn't know if they were rebooting things, telling an event story, or just trying to convince you that we're changing things.
We had this conversation 2 years ago when they ended Secret Wars, and we were like, oh, more of the same?
I know.
So it feels like Marvel doesn't know what they want to do. Like,
right.
that's exactly what it is.
But at least with Secret Wars, Hickman was doing something.
Well, yeah, and then he left.
Right, but he had a plan, and then when Marvel didn't follow the plan, then he said, screw it. Yeah. But he had a plan from the get-go.
Yes. Oh,
this doesn't even feel like they know what they want to do with this book.
Yeah, I do not believe for a second that Jason Aaron has, like, this big mapped out
I don't think he's allowed to.
Probably not, because they're like, well, we need to change it if people don't like it. Woof. So, Marvel Legacy #1, like there's going to be a #2, is just I don't know. It's weird, it's confusing, it's a shame. It's a shame that it doesn't live up to whatever it is that... And that's the thing, Marvel never... I feel like Marvel didn't even promise that it was going to be awesome. I think it was just that, like, people want Marvel to be awesome.
Yes.
And so they were like... That's why people are drawing those comparisons to DC Rebirth. Because they're like, I want that. Yes. I want to feel as confident in my reading and excited as I do when I'm reading the Blue books. Because it's red and blue.
I know.
But, like, I want to feel that feeling, and so, like, do it!
We used a word
that
indicates.
Yeah, that indicates greater things. Who knows? And, yeah, it's just, woof. I don't know.
And then, like you said, there are some things in there that are fun. They're like, it's cool moments.
I can't argue that anything in there isn't cool.
Right.
But I'm tired of cool at this point. You've done a lot of cool things that have no substance. Yeah. And, like... That is the problem with all narrative that has no substance behind it. It's why, like, people are sick of Michael Bay movies. Because, like, there's no characters I like or care about or believe in them. So, obviously, if someone gets punched, if I don't care about the person's face, then I'm not going to care if the punch looked awesome.
Right.
Like, you don't... And throwing events in my face... tenfold is not the way to solve it. And it's not the way to solve your sales problem.
No, it's true. Here's what's funny for me, though. Because this is Aaron, and even though Aaron is not writing Doctor Strange anymore, he, like, we see Strange in this, clearly we have to because we have Agamotto in the past. Yep. And then we also see Loki, who anyone who's following the news about Doctor Strange knows that Loki's going to be a big player in the up-and-coming Doctor Strange book. It's almost like he's trying to set it up for Kate's. Like, he's still thinking about this.
Right.
And I appreciate that.
That's very nice.
But, like, it's funny because I'm like, but Marvel may not do anything with this.
Oh, yeah.
And then Donny Cates is going to be doing his own thing and then being like, are we not doing the... All right.
Well, there's one thing that Marvel is not afraid of. It's ignoring things that happen in books that were setting up something awesome.
True.
So there you have it, everybody. That was our thoughts about Marvel Legacy, of course.
Hang on. Also, Tony Stark's missing.
Who cares?
Like a certain, religious character from his tomb.
I literally just saw it as he woke up and left.
Yeah, but
But
no sensors were tripped.
Who cares? Ooh. I mean, really, at this point.
Ooh.
Do you? Anyway, let's get into books that are coming out this week that we can recommend that you should check out.
Yeah.
This week I have to recommend Batman White Knight #1 from Sean Murphy. That's right, he's doing it all. And it's going to be a 7-part series that's kind of Elseworlds-ian, and that's why I want to check it out. Because I love when DC strays from the beaten path and gives us a universe that is all too familiar, but with a very severe twist, and that's going to be very exciting. This sees Batman kind of and the Joker switching places in terms of their impact on the city. I honestly don't really know much about this series besides the initial one-sentence premise, and that his art is awesome. So I'm excited to check it out. I can't guarantee that I think it's going to be great, but I definitely want to read it, and we'll see for ourselves. And there you have it, everybody. Those are some of the books that are fit to print that are coming out this week. Check them out. We think they're going to be great, or at least we're excited to see
Or we're going to read them.
I'm definitely going to read that one I recommended. So anyway, we'll see you guys next week. And of course, don't forget to check us out at New York Comic Con this weekend, Saturday, 2:30 to 3:30 at the Blue Juice Comics booth. We'll see you there. You can get yourself a poster. That's the first place these things are going to be available. So check those out. Hopefully they'll be available online, but they will cost a little more. So it's an incentive for you to go to New York Comic Con and hang out with us.
There's a con price.
Yeah, it's a con discount.
Con discount. That's it. So yeah, if you want to, remove the barrier.
Yes, between screen and us. Do so
just
by
find
going.
Us. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. I'm Sal.
And I'm Tiffany.
Bye.
Bye.